everybody, Dana Stovern here with the Magic of Somatic Money, and I am here to visit with you about end-stage capitalism and the soft-sided EQ, money relationship skills and tools that you are most likely going to need to get through the changes of the coming time. So I want to talk with you real frankly, real candidly about what's going on in the financial landscape ahead of us here for the next couple months into the next year. And I don't want to do this from a fear-mongering place. I want to do this from a place of hope, inspiration, but also grounded in practical tools. So it is no news to any of us that what the media is telling us about how well the economy is doing is not necessarily so, especially as we are losing more people through the cracks financially in our communities. We're also seeing large swaths of layoffs beginning to happen for no apparent reason. We are seeing pretty big people divest out of the stock market right now, and the rumblings of the banks not being fundamentally sound because they are overinvested in the derivatives market. Basically, they're gambling with our money. That's probably the nice way of putting it. And so it's not news. It's not new news to any of us that all of these different things going on and the high amount of debt that the United States government is continuing to carry. It's not new news that this is not sustainable. And the thing that I want to put forth here, and this is messaging coming through from my Ascended Masters. They've been telling me this information, and then I want to parlay that to you as along with about 3 top tools that I want you to begin to think about. So the first message from Spirit World, from the Ascended Masters, is they want you to know that the upcoming changes in our financial markets that we're probably going to be seeing sooner rather than later is that they want you to begin to frame this as a switch flip, not a crash, a switch flip, because we are at a pinnacle, a pivotal moment of beginning to switch out of an economy and a financial system that has been predominantly run by a patriarchal fundamental system, which has said that transactional money is the way to do things, and setting aside the very important aspects of transformational money. So let's talk about that a little bit. What we're going to be seeing is a potential for our marketplace to begin to work from a place of money not being so purely about the transaction, but money beginning to tip more in the direction of being transformational. So this is where we begin to see us moving out of a patriarchal heavy money system into a money system that is balancing and tuning into as much of the feminine as it is the masculine. And the feminine is the transformational money. It's what's the quality of the financial experiences that we're having, as well as it being transactional. So Spirit World is really clear that whatever changes are coming, that you not buy into the fear of it, but you buy into the practical application of you walking through this and finding your best financial choices, your best financial options, your best financial resources into this new space. Well, what is that new space? What does that new space look like? And I've got 3 different areas that you can begin to pay attention to so you can tune your dial and head more in that direction. And I already mentioned one. So the first one is being aware of how you're working with your money, whether that's from a transactional space or a transformational space. So, and I know that topic just alone, I could spend an hour talking about it, but this is you beginning to pay attention to when you're working with your money, are you doing it transactionally or transformationally? And yeah, sure, sometimes we need to get our transactions done. bada bing, bada boom. We just need to do it. But then there's other times with our money, we're working with our money, it becomes a very transformational experience. You need to be aware of the difference, because we are leaving the transactional space and moving more into the transformational space. Those are a little bit of the keys to the castle of what's going to be going on. The next thing that you need to be aware of is, are you working in 3D money or 5D money? So this is actually kind of three different areas. We're going to be talking about vibration, we're going to be talking about timelines, and we're going to be talking about multidimensionality, and they all mix together. So if you're in the spiritual community and you're following social media and postings, all that, it's probably not new news to you that there's been a lot of timeline shifts going on. We are doing a lot of timeline jumping. Well, what does that mean? It means that we are leaving a 3D lower vibrational reality and moving into a 5D or higher vibrational reality. And we have a choice to do that. And my experience of working with that is, sometimes you can flip back and forth between those realities multiple times in a day, but the split is getting wider and wider. It's going to be very important for you to be aware where you're at on your own timelines with your money. So if you're having a lower vibrational day and you're triggering more and you're down in the dumps, and you can really feel yourself in that fear, scarcity, trigger, 3D mode in your thought space and emotion space and body space, your money's going to be there with you. And that's going to be a very limited space for you to work with your money. So if we have a big change coming economically and structurally in the United States, and you are in 3D thinking down in the dumps thoughts, lower vibration, fewer options in your fear, scarcity, survival space, guess what? You have just limited your options to make shift financially. Let's flip that coin and look at it from a different perspective. Let's say you are systematically working with yourself to be in higher vibration through your core, and anything coming up, you're working with your healing, you're releasing, being aware of what your self-growth needs to be doing, and doing the work to have that happen. And through that process, you are shifting and moving yourself into higher vibrational space that's more in that 5D multidimensionality, and your timeline shifts are jumping more along higher vibration, 5D, 6D, in those timeline shifts. And you're doing it with your money. When you're working with your money, you don't go back into the old space. You are doing your money in the new space of paying attention to where you're at vibrationally with your money, your thought process with your money, your emotional process with your money, how you're feeling through that body. Because I can tell you one thing, my experience of doing these timeline shifts and then working with my money, so switching back and forth between trying to exist in a 5D, 6D, and then switching back over into a 3D with money, that's not going to work very well. So this is my encouragement for you, is bring the money along. Bring the vibrational frequency along, your healing work with your money along, and being in that higher vibrational frequency space. Because guess what? When or if the switch flips and changes happen economically in our country, if you are more in the 5D space, higher vibration, working with all of your stuff, so to speak, guess what? You have just opened yourself up to greater potentials, more options, better resources, better connections. You are visibly with the universe putting yourself in a space for better things to happen for you in all different aspects of your life, including financially. So that's the message that I've got for you today. I'm going to be talking about this much more. This is what I wanted to talk about when we crossed Pluto into Aquarius. This is when all this information came rushing through. This is just the beginning. This is flipping the switch, people. Flipping the switch out of the old way that we used to do money into the new way that we're going to be doing money Be part of the change that is happening on the planet. Okay, make sure to like, comment, follow.